Salute, knocking out some steps, figured out how to hop on, do a QA on how to make fat loss easy, how to make building muscle easy. Figured out how to hop on, get people that's interested, or if y'all got any questions, I got you. I know I probably should start scheduling these lives. I'll eventually start doing that. Sometimes I do like to hop on here spontaneously, but I'm gonna work on that though. But yeah, pretty much how to make fat loss easy, how to make building muscle easy. I got y'all. I'm out here knocking these steps out. If y'all got any questions, my man is going ham with that. If y'all got any questions, I got you. To be honest, like with the tri-pillar physique method, I've been training people for years, y'all. I've been training people for years. I've been training myself for years. And I've really developed ways to simplify fat loss, ways to simplify building muscle. Because it was difficult for me, you know what I'm saying? Especially the fat loss. But over the years, the more and more I learned, especially when I became certified personal trainer, certified bodybuilding specialist, certified nutritionist, that's when it changed the game for me. And I was able to learn a lot. But not only that, even with my own experiences and also with my own research, I was able to discover some powerful information that really makes this thing a lot more easier. What's the main issue that people deal with when it comes to this? A lot of the time, it's adherence. It's struggling to adhere, whether you're trying to adhere to a diet, whether you're trying to adhere to your workout plan, whether you following a workout plan that you found online or somebody gave you and you're struggling to stick to that, whether you're struggling with motivation, whether you're struggling with the will to keep going and to be consistent. These are all typical things that people deal with. I used to deal with these things, you know what I'm saying? That was one of the main reasons why I wanted to become a personal trainer. Once I started to learn these concepts and I started surpassing these barriers that were stopping me, like those things I just said, I'm like, oh man, this ain't even as hard as I thought it was. And then I was like, yo, I need to try to help other people do this. I need to go out and I need to try to help as many people as I can do this. And that's when, I became a trainer. Now, I didn't know what the heck I was doing when I first became a trainer. But, after about a good 7 months, man, I started getting better. Then after 2 years, I got better. Then after 4 years, I started getting good, man. And, I ain't trying to just toot my own horn. I got people who could vouch for me. But, once I passed that 4-year mark, man, I got real good. And then now I'm great at it. You know what I'm saying? You could bring, I'm so confident in what I've learned in terms of making this easier, like fat loss, building lean muscle, getting stronger, increasing flexibility, increasing performance. I'm so confident in this, man. You could bring me dang near anybody. And the only reason why I probably wouldn't be able to help them is if they don't want to help themselves. Period, man. It don't matter how much somebody knows. You can go to the top guru in the world on any subject or topic. If you're not willing to help yourself, it don't matter what they know. It don't matter how good they are. Nothing's gonna change. And that was one of the things that I had to learn too. I had to accept yo, I'm getting mad at other things and people and stuff outside of me when really I'm the reason why I keep, stumbling. I'm the reason why I'm not being consistent. I'm the reason why, and that was one of the biggest turning points for me too, was when I was able to accept that, yo, Nobody else is the reason why I'm not achieving this goal. It's nobody else's fault why I'm not staying consistent with fat loss. It's nobody else's fault why I'm not staying consistent with progressive overload and getting stronger week to week. It was me. And the first thing right now I consider y'all to make this easier for you and to fat loss, building lean muscle, the way that you're gonna make this easier for yourself is accepting that first thing right there. If you're not hitting your goals, if you're not meeting your goals, it's because of you first. You know, I had to accept that. It's because of me. I'm the reason why I'm not hitting these goals, because I'm not being consistent. I'm not sticking to it, you know? So when it comes to fat loss, I'm sure most of you have heard that diet is key, right? Diet is 80%, I'd say 85% of, the battle. And it sure enough is. But that doesn't just apply to fat loss. That also applies to building muscle. That also applies to building lean muscle, especially lean muscle. Or, staying relatively lean while you're building that muscle. Diet comes into play too. I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions. Like, people are like, oh yeah, I'm building muscle, man. I could just smash and eat how I want. And the truth is, no, you can eat a lot more flexibly. Is that even a word? Flexibly. You can be a lot more flexible with your diet when you're building muscle. But diet still plays a huge factor in this, and you still have to be cautious of what you're doing. You still have to pay attention to what you're doing. You still have to pay attention to how many calories you eat in a day. You still gotta pay attention to your weight. You still gotta look at your progress week to week. You still gotta stay on point with that. So that's a big factor. Another thing I realized when it came to me learning how to make this more simple, fat loss, building lean muscle, I realized that all the things that most people don't like doing, all the things that most people are like, oh man, I gotta do that, or oh, I don't like doing that. These are the very things that once you start to get better at doing those things over time, it gives you more control of your fat loss process, of you building lean muscle. Honestly, of you being able to create and cultivate exactly how you want your body to look. It's a game changer. It is absolutely a game changer. People ask me, they're like, yo, because I still deal with gynecomastia, right? It's man boobs for men, right? Gyno. I still deal with that, right? But you can't really tell, and I get a lot of people, they're like, yo, man, wow, man, you really dealt with that, yo. You said you was gonna do it, and it's not as noticeable, and blah, 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 blah. And one of the main factors of how I did that is exactly what I'm talking to you about right now. Once I started to learn this concept of how to make building lean muscle easier, I started practicing this, and I was able to literally cultivate my chest and make it look exactly how I wanted it to look. So, in a nutshell, the main things that people don't like doing, like tracking your food. I understand, man, I get it. Tracking your food is a bit tedious. I get it. It's super tedious. Until I started to do it on a regular, I didn't like doing it either. But once you start to do this, you get so much control over your body and your weight. Because once you start to realize how much food you're consuming every day, then you can figure out what your actual maintenance calories are. Like your real maintenance calories, not just you doing the math and, A, B, and C and coming up with this, this outcome. No, you will be able to learn what your maintenance calories are. And once you learn what your maintenance calories are, now you can give and take to do whatever it is that you're looking to do. If you're looking to do fat loss, by you making tracking your calories a habit, something that you do on a regular, and now it's become normal to you, and you find your maintenance by weighing yourself every day. That's another thing you got to do that's tedious. That some people, I've had clients say, man, bro, I got to weigh myself every day. I'm like, yeah, you got to weigh yourself every morning. First thing in the morning, use the bathroom, pee, get on the toilet, whatever you got to do. After that, take your clothes off, or be consistent with whatever, I guess, underwear you're wearing or whatever. Just be consistent with I always do it naked. I always tell people to do it naked. Do it naked, weigh yourself, do that every morning. And we're going to figure out exactly what's going on with your body, what you're eating every day, how many calories you burn every day. We're going to figure out what it's going to take for you to have a maintenance and know what your maintenance calories are. And once you figure that out, now you got power. So now it's literally just a game of you adding and subtracting calories to do whatever the goal is you want to do. So if you're looking to do fat loss, you've been tracking your calories, you done figured it out. Oh, I'm gonna just throw this out there. Okay, 2,750 calories is my maintenance. That's how many calories I eat every day. And from that, my weight has been maintaining mostly. Now you know, okay, from that amount of calories, if I want to start fat loss, all I got to do is just start bringing the calories down some. I could subtract 100 calories from that each day, or I can do 200, 300. I could do subtract 400. How aggressive do I want to be with this fat loss? And boom, there you go. Or if you're looking to put on lean muscle, you're like, all right, bet, I'm gonna add 250 calories to this. I'm gonna add 250 calories, right? And I'm gonna start putting on lean muscle because I'm ready to put some increase muscle, right? Boom, that's control. And you're literally gonna do the same thing that you was doing to figure out your maintenance with those calories. Look at your weight, see what your weight doing every day. Is it going up? Is it going down? That's control. But see, it does take work. And some people aren't willing to work sometimes. And that's just what this boils down to. But if you're willing to at least start and put that type of work in, you'll realize it's a lot more easier than you think it is. It's not as tedious as you might think it is. So, that alone, like the thing that most people are like, oh, I don't want to track my calories. I don't want to do that. This is something that literally give you power over where you want to be and how you want to look. You do this, now you got power. Now you literally have control over how much weight you lose, how much weight you gain. That's power. That's absolute amazing power. Look, and if y'all finding this stuff useful that I'm talking about, go ahead and throw a like on the video for the algorithm. But, that gives you power. So when you start learning, these things in terms of calories, you can manipulate it. You can make it, now okay, I could drop my calories to 300 calories and look, I'll start losing, I don't know, I'll lose 1.5 pounds a week. Now you tapped in. Now you can ride that wave until you reach a plateau. Then when you reach that plateau, it's time to what? Increase the deficit. This is the type of control that you can have. Jaden J said, don't forget, folks, if you want your gyno surgically removed, just tell the doctor it's causing you pain. Oh, okay, that part. Y'all heard what he said, y'all. If you're dealing with gyno and you want to get it removed, let the doctor know, hey, it's giving you pain. There may be some truth to that. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I might even look into that myself. I don't know. I'm happy with my chest though, but in all honesty, I mean, let's see how my chest look once I get show ready. And I'm getting prepared to get on the stage. If it look bad and I'm not really liking how it look, then I'm probably gonna have to go in that direction myself. But I've been doing pretty good without the surgery, but if I gotta do it, I already made my mind up, I'll do it. But I'll deal with that when I get there. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, man, I mean, that's how you make this easy. So that's how I got mine removed. Oh, that's what's up, man. That's lit. Did you, what kind of insurance do you got? But, oh, it's starting to get dark out here. But you know, that it's a real thing, man. That's just one thing that people typically don't like to do. Another thing that people don't like to do, not people, but some people don't like to do, is cardio. And I'm like, man, listen, cardio, for one, is good for your cardiovascular health and your heart. So you should be doing some type of cardio. I don't care if it's just walking for like 30 minutes a day. You should be doing something, right, for your heart. Just for health, just for general health. But on top of that, when it comes to fat loss and even building lean muscle, cardio is important. Cardio is meant to be used as a tool when it comes to fat loss. So cardio is something that you don't want to overdo. So you don't want to overdo cardio, because when you overdo it, you could literally start hindering your progress, whether it be a fat loss or building muscle. But if you find that balance, like good example, y'all see me doing my steps right now, right? I have a cardio plan that I'm following in my fat loss phase right now. And I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. I also do zigzag dieting, in which this is something else that I teach. Y'all check out my videos. I've been breaking it down, but I got some more videos coming on that pillar of my tri-pillar physique method, which is the nutritional transformation pillar of tri-pillar physique method. And, you know, I break down zigzag dieting in that pillar. And I also break down other aspects of your diet when it comes to fat loss, when it comes to building lean muscle and all that. This is all in the tri-pillar physique method, in which everything I've been talking about lately and everything that I talk about and everything that I've learned over the years is an accumulation of my method, tri-pillar physique method. So I'm excited about fully releasing that. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to release a full-on free tri-pillar physique method guide. That's going to be the first thing I'm going to have for y'all. And it's literally going to be the starting steps of following the tri-pillar physique method on your own, and literally doing some of the aspects that I'm telling you right now that'll make fat loss easier, building muscle easier, all that good stuff, right? Hormonal health, all that. Testosterone levels, lowering bad ones, increasing the good ones, being at good, healthy levels on your hormonal life and, you know, your hormonal health. So essentially, man, I think some of the things that people think is hard or they don't like to do or don't want to do makes fat loss and makes building lean muscle a lot more easier. And once you bypass that and you go forward with it and still do it, then you can achieve what you want to achieve when it comes to these things. As far as the whole tracking your meals and tracking your calories, you don't have to do that. Now, another approach that I have is, you know, portions. So this is another way that you can follow. If you like, man, I really don't want to have to track calories. I've done this with clients where we do portions. Portions of protein, portions of carbs, portions of veggies. And we go from there. But a lot of the times with my clients, I'll either give them a meal plan. Like if they're like, oh man, I ain't trying to track calories. I don't want to track calories, right? When you work with me as a client, I mean, it's super easy. Then you're literally just following every step. I'm doing dang near everything for you. So, I mean, like if you're my client, I always say this. I say, what works better for you? Are you interested in learning how to track calories, or do you already know how to track calories? If they say, yeah, boom, I give them the best app that I know for tracking calories. Or I'll ask them like, hey, are you already using something? And we'll go from there. But if they're like, nah, man, I really ain't trying to learn how to track calories and I don't feel like doing that, I'm like, all right, bet I'll just do meal plans for you. So I'll do meal plans. You know, I give you a meal plan, eat it. I'm focusing on how many calories you taking in and all that good stuff. You don't got to worry about it. As long as you're following the plan, you will get the results. But, you know, for people who don't want a trainer, don't want to work with a trainer, then yeah, you're gonna have to do one or the other. You're gonna have to figure that out. Because I'm gonna be honest, man, if you don't have structure and you don't structure a plan and have a plan to follow, where are you going? Where are you going? This is the reason why a lot of people are struggling to lower their body fat or build muscle or get in shape. It's because they lack a clear plan. If you don't have a plan to follow, you're not going to get results. It's it's the same for anything that you seek to accomplish. It don't matter what you're trying to accomplish. It don't matter if you're trying to do fat loss, if you're trying to prepare for a show, if you're looking to build muscle, if you're looking to make $1 million, if you're looking to have a successful business. Like, you have to have a plan and you have to have structure and you have to follow it. Follow something that will get you to where you want to be in order to get there. But just walking blind and thinking like, yo, man, if I just keep, I know I want to do it. I used to do this. I used to do this. That's why I can say it. I'm gonna be this, man. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be a millionaire, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm that, and blah 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 and blah 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 blah. I was saying all that, and I ain't never make it. And the reason why I didn't make it is because I didn't know what it was gonna take for me to get there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I just knew that I had these dreams, and I had the want, and I had the passion for it, and I had this talent, and this talent was going to open doors for me. That's all I was thinking. But it just don't work like that. It don't work like that. It don't matter how passionate you are. Now, I mean, you might get lucky and you might slip and bump into somebody who may discover you and discover what you're trying to achieve and help you get there. But still, they got to know the plan. They got to know what it's going to take for you to get there. And you're still going to be following somebody. You're still going to be following somebody. And this is the reason why people don't achieve these goals, like whether it's fat loss or building muscle or whatever you're trying to do. It's because you think that, I got it, I can do this. And you don't know the first or the last thing to do when it comes to achieving that. And I had to accept that. I wish I would have accepted that a lot earlier, because I probably would have been successful. But I would have been successful in something that I don't even think was my full purpose, and that's a part of life. I think that what I'm doing right now is a part of my purpose, and the stuff that I'm talking about, the stuff that I'm doing these videos on, wait this to a larger scale. Wait until I could break through the barriers of social media and get into this whole algorithm and get exposed. Bro, it's gonna be a game changer, man. It's going to be a game changer, because the stuff that I'm talking about, a lot of people are kind of looking over. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are looking over some of the things that I'm talking about that make these things a lot more easier, like fat loss, like building lean muscle, like literally transforming your body and making it look how you want it to look. Not no, I want to just lose weight. I want to do this. Nah. But like I said, you need a clear plan, and off rip, that's what's going to make this easier for you. This is what's going to make fat loss and building muscle easier, is when you have a clear plan that actually works. Practical plan, practical directions that you can follow. And there you go. This is why I always recommend a coach, because especially if you're a beginner or intermediate, especially if you're a beginner or intermediate, because it's going to save you a lot of time. It's going to save you a lot of stress. And you can really chill and relax and learn. And then once you learn all of these practical things, these cheat codes, how to do this, how to do that, you won't need a trainer anymore, because you done already made this a lifestyle. You've been doing it for, I don't know, say 6 months, however long you working with a trainer, and you got this thing down. You done learned as much as you possibly could. Hopefully, if you're smart enough, you soaked in as much as you could from that trainer, and now you know so much. Now you could be a trainer. Like you could be a trainer if you wanted to be one. And it is. That was one of the biggest lessons that I learned starting my whole fitness journey and learning what I was learning and becoming a trainer. It wasn't until I got a coach myself and started to learn all that I could learn from this coach. I mean, I was just taking in all the information I could take in, man, and it literally changed the game for me, man. It literally changed the game. And that just catapulted me into a position where I was able to, I had so much rhetoric in my mind in terms of fitness, bodybuilding, training, boom, that when I got on YouTube, it was a wrap. Like when I started watching stuff and watching videos on YouTube, it was a wrap. You would have thought I took the limitless pill, and I'm just like just downloading all this information. I'm watching all these videos, I'm reading all these books, and I'm just, that's what the Tri-Pillar Physique method is, man. It's just 8-9 years of mistakes and successes all wrapped up into one, and also my own touch and unique customized approach. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But I would honestly say that the Tri-Pillar Physique method, the way that I have this thing set up, it literally simplifies fat loss and building muscle. It literally simplifies it. It literally makes it easier because I purposely attacked the very things that people typically deal with when it comes to them sticking to it. While I was doing this, well, even before I created this whole Tri-Pillar Physique thing, like, I was already asking myself these questions. I'm like, yo, why do I struggle so hard to a fat loss diet? Like, why do I keep starting this fat loss diet and then stopping it? Like, I'll literally see me making progress in everything and I'll stop it. That I got emotional about that a few times. I'm like, yo, what is really going on? I'm or whether I done slipped up and went out to eat and went somewhere and ate out, went somewhere, got something to eat, Marco's Pizza or something, or I don't know, Chinese or whatever I like. And I remember one day I just kind of like, no lie, I was like about to cry. I'm like, dang, why am I struggling so much with this? Why is it so hard for me? And years later, I say probably about two years later, a year and a half, 2 years later, that's when I came up with it. I'm like, yo, this is my problem right here. It's because I'm getting tired of eating chicken and broccoli and rice. I'm getting tired of that. I don't want to eat that. I'm putting it in my mouth, and you would have thought I was just putting like some carpet or something in my mouth, like carpet and mothballs in my mouth after a while. I'm not even tasting food no more. I got tired of the chicken and broccoli and rice and the tilapia, the tilapia and the broccoli and I got tired of that. I didn't want to eat that no more. And I had been figured out, this whole nutritional transformation pillar of Tri-Pillar Physique method with the zigzag diet, and before I even came up with the Tri-Pillar Physique method. This is just stuff that I discovered that changed the game for me. And I realized, I'm like, yo, I have to present this to the world. Because there's many people out here I know that's more than likely struggling because of this, because they can't stick to the fat loss diet. And that's what's stopping them from getting as lean as they want to get. Or that's what's stopping them from, reaching that goal to being able to see the abs, whatever they're trying to do. So, change the game. Learned about the zigzag diet. Started utilizing that, and I'm like, dang, fat is just falling off of me, bro. I'm eating food that I love, that I enjoy, that tastes great. I'm looking forward to eating this, and I'm still burning fat. Y'all stay tapped in, man. Y'all stay tapped in. I look to start rotating my videos that I'm doing, my long form videos, and also my shorts too, on the pillars. So whether it's bodybuilding principles, which is pillar 1, nutritional transformation, which is pillar 2, and that's zigzag dieting, that's having a balanced diet, not doing fat diets, fall back from the fat diets, the keto, the carnivore, I mean, if you want to do vegetarian, it is what it is. I know people, it's a real touchy subject for people. So if people are vegetarian, I don't really say anything about that. But in my personal opinion, it's a fat diet too. Because it's mad people out here that say they went vegetarian and they doing it because they want to lose weight and they want to do this. And a lot of them ain't losing weight.